Welcome to Microsoft APAC's inaugural Tech Power Up, a platform built for you, our technical heroes on the ground who are empowering innovation for our customers. A warm welcome. It's not just coincidence that our first Tech Power Up we chose to focus on Power Platform. Here are some factoids for you. 500 million new apps, half a billion, will be built in the next 5 years. More than all apps built in the last 40 years, according to Forrester. 37% of organizations are still using paper to manage business processes, and some of them are critical. 30% of annual growth projected for application modernization. That accounts to around 16.7 billion in the next 12 months. The modern app development opportunity will continue to grow, perhaps accelerated by the pandemic. Some context for you. Perhaps more than ever, this community has front row seats to see how technology has been centered in how nations, governments, communities have addressed the challenges on our hand. It's given the opportunity for many of our customers to respond, to recover, and to reimagine what it will be in the world of tomorrow. Many of our customers have to make up for the lost time, and they crave for innovations and quick wins. There is obviously a lot of money in it. But don't take my word for it. Our customer success team at Microsoft works intimately with our customers. And to that end, I'd like to now invite Matt Hendra, General Manager, Customer Success at Microsoft Asia Pacific, to share with us what's top of his mind, what's top of mind for customers today. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you, Vivek, and a really big thank you to this community. And I really want to thank the partners across Asia Pacific for being here today and for giving me the opportunity to talk about what customer success is and what we're really starting to see our customers tell us about the Power Platform. You know, I'm actually from the partner community. I was ex-ISV partner and ex-SI partner before that. And so I understand that, partners really are our force multiplier. And really leading the customer success org, I'm seeing that opportunity to work closer with partners be critical to what we're trying to do here from a customer empathy point of view at Microsoft. Now, what is customer success for Microsoft? It's not about a particular solution area. It's not just about Azure. It's not about BizApps. It's not about modern work. It's actually about setting customers up to be successful on the platform, regardless of which solution it is. Clearly, over time, we'd like them to consume all of the solutions, but the reality is this is about customers driving real business value from our platform, Vivek. The way I explain it to customers, customer success for us is about the last mile of their production workloads before they go into production, and really then the extra mile once they're there. The customer success org is about providing enduring context for customers to ensure that the workloads they consume both work and too are supported. And really we see a close interaction with the partner community there because many a time the partners have deeper, wider, in fact, more strategic relationships with the customers than we sometimes do at Microsoft. And so that alignment between the customer success org and partners are going to be incredibly important. We cannot scale the organization from a customer empathy point of view without partners, and we really cannot power the developers within the customers, be they professional developers or citizen developers that I'll talk to later, without this partner community. So thank you for that, Vivek, and I'll pass back.
Well said, Matt, and great to have you on board. You and your team at Customer Success org at Microsoft are critical for our success. And many of our partners I know work very closely with you today. So it's fantastic to have this discussion at Tech Power Up. Now, maybe I'll start with a question. As you interact with many of our customers in the region, what are you seeing as top of mind, especially as they free themselves from responding to COVID and looking at the next horizon? What's some of the things that are happening? Would you mind sharing that with the community?
No, I'd love to, right? The benefit of the customer success org is my team really spend 90 to 95% of their time in front of customers with partners working on solutions for these organizations. So, we have a unique view to be able to bring that back to Microsoft and be able to work on our solutions, work on our sales motions, and work on our partnerships to ensure that we can be successful. Right. The reality is that in the SaaS world, there are a lot of off-the-shelf products, Vivek, but there's quite often not an app for that. And what do I mean by that? It's the CEO, it's the CIO, it's the marketing lead, it's the HR lead. And they're posing questions to the business. And they know that the legacy data sits somewhere, but they can't actually get at it, or they can't actually present it in the way that they want to. And that means that the business is not as agile as it'd like to be, because there isn't an app for that. And so what we're trying to do and what we're seeing with customers is the ability to unlock legacy data and the ability to present that legacy data so it can be acted on really quickly. And it can be to drive revenue if that's what that organization is looking to do. It can be to engage employees if that's what that organization is trying to do. It can be to drive customer insights. And really what the Power Platform is allowing them to do is to pose hypothetical questions around the way that they want to run their business and quickly present that data in a variety of forms through a variety of connectors that can drive that business value. The other thing that we're really starting to see now, Vivek, and it would be remiss of me to be here and not talk a little about Teams, although we are talking about Power Platform, as customers start to use Teams as their UX, as their first line workers, as their field, as their sales team spend the majority of their time within the Teams environment, the ability for Power Platform to integrate and serve up insights and dashboards is becoming incredibly important and making those individuals, whether they're frontline workers or salespeople, so much more efficient.
Yeah, look, that is fantastic. You probably have said that's something that we see many of our partners represent to us as well in terms of the opportunities they are working with, the lines of business, the personas. It's no more just the IT department that serves and creates demand for solutions. It's a line of business. So in that context, how do you see technology? There's many low code, no code as a concept is been around for a fair bit of time. How do you see technology as an enabler, and specifically Power Platform? What are some of the examples that you see where it's driving mass adoption, democratization of technology, and even some of the non-tech part? Do you have some good examples to share?
Yeah, I mean, we've always got to be careful talking about specific examples, Vivek, but I will talk to a few industries, right? But I think it's worth spending a bit of time on that low code, no code, right? Because that's sometimes an IT term, right? And we talk about the democratization of IT, and we talk about a citizen developer. But what does that really mean for a customer and for a partner? What we're actually starting to see is that the business is able to drive value from itself for itself. And you made the comment earlier around the new personas, the new individuals that we're talking to, the business owners, the marketing lead, the HR lead. These individuals, through this low code, no code solution, like I say, are able to drive real business value from the data that sits within them. And so what are we seeing, right? In the resource industry, off the back of COVID, we're starting to see this return to work safety process. And we're starting to look at how individuals interact with the corporate organization when they're in the field. And so one of our oil and gas customers is using the Power Platform to provide a safe check-in and to also be able to communicate with their end users when they're in remote locations. Okay, and they're able to use some of those insights to then actually do workforce planning. And that workforce planning is critical when they're actually having resources turn up at the right time on the right projects. You know, we've got some FSI customers who are using Power Platform to surface customer insights to the frontline worker when they're dealing with a consumer who's either walked into the branch or communicated with them via a digital platform. And that ability to have a dashboard and an insight presented really quickly within the UX of Teams is enabling those frontline workers to be incredibly valuable. The business leading the decisions that are made around the application estate are what's a real opportunity here in the low code, no code. And the ability for partners to help shape that is incredibly critical. You know, later on, I want to talk to a little bit about how partners can build industry depth, but also functional depth, because customers absolutely are looking for industry experience. They want to know what the opportunities are if you're an FSI customer within the FSI space. But you're also really interested in the functional engagement of user experience or in marketing and what other industries might be doing, because the ability for Power Platform to work across industry is really powerful. And also, sorry, Vivek, carry on.
No, I was just about to say, look, I think this is one of the issues that I often hear from some of our teammates and partners that, hey, if Power Platform is so easy, as you say, if an end user, an average end user without much of technical training can actually go and develop solutions, why do partners exist? What is partners' role in Power Platform? You kind of touched on it, but do you mind expanding a bit more in terms of where do you see partners actually play in the Power Platform?
No, I'd love to, Vivek, because it's so critical to the customers, right? Replacing a complex application estate with a simple low code, no code application estate that has an incredible amount of sprawl and a bunch of applications that aren't used serves little purpose, right, for these customers. We really should be looking at how do we drive increased value, how do we drive savings if required, and how do we rationalize the application estate. Now, that doesn't happen at scale without the partner community. And why not? Because customers won't necessarily have mature frameworks. They won't have mature governance. They won't have mature security. They won't necessarily have a great CI/CD process. And I think that's really where the partners can help our customers unlock their business value. And I think it goes a little bit further than that, Vivek. I think, once you're working with these customers and you're working with the business owners, you start to get deeply into the business logic. And I think partners can help guide these customers to potentially unlock data that they didn't realize was a valuable asset, and potentially work with the connectors to align data that they potentially weren't thinking about. And, on top of that, the partner gets to drive actually an outcome. One of the things when I was working in a partner community, we were trying to move away from billable hours, right? Well, actually, what we wanted to do was get to an outcome. And I think the Power Platform here and actually talking to customers about what they're trying to achieve enables the partners to set a really clear stone for this is where we're going to take you. And these are the services, the customer insight, the employee engagement that we're going to be able to give you. And to do that and show the value is going to change the relationship.
This is awesome. Matt, this is fantastic. I think it's great to have you come and join this community call today and talk about how you see the world with low code, no code, and the role of Power Platform, and specifically role of partners. What would be your advice, your few words in terms of what would you recommend that partners do over the next few days as they're looking to learn more about Power Platform practice? And what are some of the things that you would like them to do with you and your team at Microsoft?
Yeah, I think the first thing, Vivek, is we call it Microsoft a growth mindset, but it's about staying curious, right? Listen to as many of the sessions you can get to and use the record feature if you can, and go back and watch some of the sessions. We joke at Microsoft that the speed of which we're releasing product and the speed of which we're releasing insights is just incredible. And so, take up as much as you can through the sessions. I think the other thing is to form an opinion, right? Look at how you can help the industries that you're deeply engaged in. And we know that the partner community many times has deeper engagements in industry than we do. You're seeing Microsoft make announcements about industry, and many times I feel like we're catching up with many of the partners that are on the call here. And so start to think about how you can really help those industries and how you can really drive either functional knowledge or industry knowledge in. I think the last thing is really stay curious. We're seeing Power Platform be used in some ways that we didn't expect. And we're seeing the connectors and the data that's being presented at times by customers make us go, wow. And one thing I will say is there's always a partner behind those stories. So make sure that your Microsoft rep, make sure that your local CSU, make sure that we know what you're doing so that we can amplify it into the wider space of our customers so that we can add value. It would be remiss of me to say don't stay in contact with my local CSUs without letting you know that it's matt.hendra@microsoft.com. And I'm always happy to take any engagement and answer any questions, and always happy if people want to reach out on LinkedIn as well. The CSU is dear to my heart, and driving the Microsoft platform into customers is incredibly important. And so any insights I can get from the partner community will be really well received and listened to. Thank you, Vivek.
Good on you, Matt, and thank you to you and your CSU organization for being there for our customers and partners. So looking forward to engaging deeply, and hopefully the partners will take up your offer to get in touch with you and your CSU teammates across the countries that we operate in. Thanks once again for your time, Matt.
Thank you.
So look, if you're spending next 3 days with us, I can assume that you already have a Power Platform practice, or you're looking to invest in one. So how do you go about doing that? And how can Microsoft help? That's the purpose of this series of Tech Power Up sessions that's been lined up for you. If you're still not convinced, just take one stat. 97% of Fortune 500 companies use Power Platform today. 5 times Power App year-on-year growth compared to last year. That's the type of phenomenal growth that we are seeing for Power Platform. Customers are quickly modernizing to cloud, and app development is a critical part of that modernization. So there's a huge opportunity. There is shortage of skill sets. As much as we try to make it easier for everyone to use, there still aren't enough Power Platform developers. So if you're somebody interested in furthering your skill sets and your career, Power Platform gives you that advantage. So start today and learn from your peers, learn from the community, and Microsoft is always here to help. We offer 3 channels. As you make products and solutions and build on Microsoft Power Platform, we offer 3 channels to co-sell with Microsoft. Direct to customers via AppSource, partner to partner engagement where you sell with other partners, and of course with Microsoft sellers. So the route to market to take your IP, to take your solutions by industry to your customers, to new segments, to new geographies is possible. To support customer activities, for example, a one-on-one, a day workshop, Power Platform adoption offers, and there are so many other programs that you can take advantage of. If you're not sure, if you have a contact within the OCP organization, the One Commercial Partner Organization at Microsoft, please get in touch with your partner development manager, your partner technology strategist, or for that matter, anybody at Microsoft. We'd love to get in touch, stay connected, and look at how we can grow the solutions, the innovation that you're developing for our customers on Power Platform. So with that, I'd like to thank you so much for your attention. Hope you found the session very useful. Please get in touch and wish you all the best for the next 3 days. Thank you so much. Bye.